that wonderful season, we all find some reason. The Toys R Us time of year. The world's biggest toy stores, Toys R Us. The biggest selection, Toys R Us. It's the Toys R Us time of year. Toys R Us.
My name is Mr. Bubble. Let me show you tubs of fun.
You can be a bubble nose.
With Mr. Bubble.
You can have some bubble toes.
With Mr. Bubble.
Or be a bobblehead.
With Mr. Bubble. I'm safe and gentle, and I make getting clean almost as much fun as getting dirty. Have a tub of fun with Mr. Bubble. He makes getting clean almost as much fun as getting dirty. Mr. Bubble.
What makes you think I'm a spy?
Two-way radio? Micro tape recorder?
What makes you think I'm a spy?
On what?
Chocolate. Minstrels. Not like ordinary chocolate. Crisp sugar shell on the outside and surprise, surprise, smooth milk chocolate on the inside.
Chocolate? Mm-hmm. You do surprise me.
Minstrels. One of life's more pleasant surprises. Candy crisp, chocolate smooth.
Have you ever wished for one product that would clean and shine almost everything in your house? Here it is, Clean and Shine. Like magic, Clean and Shine leaves a nice shine on fine wood furniture, so you don't need furniture polish. It cleans and shines mirrors, so you don't need glass cleaner for mirrors. It cleans and shines refrigerators, like this kitchen product, even countertops, tile, and vinyl. Try new Clean and Shine, the foam that cleans and shines almost everything in your house.
What's up? Dino's stolen the different vitamins we need to make Flintstones. Yabba-dabba-doo, yabba-dabba-doo. Flintstone vitamins are good to chew with vitamin A, vitamin B's, vitamin C, and vitamin D. Help your body work and grow right.
We put them all together to make Flintstones vitamins.
Mom, if your kids don't always eat right, one Flintstone each day ensures they're getting the vitamins they may need. Yabba-dabba-doo. Flintstones, regular and plus iron.
Crack open an icy cold Hams. Refreshing as the land of sky blue waters. Enjoy a cool, refreshing Hams.
When Lipton blows the whistle, you gotta have a cup of tea. Listen to the Lipton whistle. Brisk, brisk, brisk. Lipton tea.
Lipton flow-through tea bags, like 2 bags of flavor in one.
We should be working toward 21 plus campuses of roughly capacity of 600 plus students.
That's Dr. Joe Baresi with the Midland School Board talking about plans for construction. With enrollment expected to top 2,000 in the next 5 years, what will those plans entail? I'm Rob Quirk in the Channel 9 newsroom. Will new buildings be constructed? Will additions be made? And at what cost to you? Join Janet and me for Channel 9 News at 10 o'clock.
Chevrolet has discounted each and every Suburban in stock $2,000. Get great selections and $2,000 in savings from the heartbeat of West Texas.
Bronco Chevrolet.
When news happens in the Permian Basin, and you see it happen, call Newsline 9 at 561-9991.
Bite into a golden crunchy and give a little smile. Life is full of golden moments that make each day worthwhile.
Crunchy is a golden honeycomb of hundreds of tiny glucose bubbles, covered in creamy milk chocolate.
Bite into a golden crunchy. Bite into a golden crunchy.
Once there was an ant and a grasshopper. The ant worked day and night while his friend the grasshopper fiddled away his free time. Then when the ant left on his winter vacation, was the grasshopper left in the cold? 'Cause the grasshopper was on the payroll savings plan. And by now, all those U.S. savings bonds added up to a big surprise to the ant and a big winter vacation for the grasshopper. Moral, buy U.S. savings bonds and you don't need a rich ant.
It's happening all around the house, right about now.
I'd like a Triscuit.
I'd like a Triscuit.
I'd like a Triscuit. I know my family, and when they'd like a snack, they'd like a Triscuit wafer.
Great with cheese.
Or with a dip.
Neat with jam. Or just by themselves. And they really are good. Triscuit wafers, they're made from 100% natural whole wheat, and that's good too.
A Triscuit baked only by Nabisco.
From time to time through history, the greatest need has been for facts. Facts to know where to build new schools, new houses, hospitals, factories, roads. We need facts to help fight sickness and disease. And that is why, on April the 25th, we are asking you to fill in the 1971 census. An army of men and women with light blue satchels will deliver and collect them from every household in Britain, with no exceptions. The form is secret. There is nothing to fear from completing it. When its contents have been analyzed, it'll be locked away for 100 years under guard. And all these officials are pledged to secrecy. Identify them by the blue satchel. It's the big form with a big job to do. We need the facts from you.
Look what happens when you buy 3 boxes of Purina Cat Chow. You get 1 box free.
Purina Cat Chow. Chow, chow, chow.
Buy 3 bags of Purina Cat Chow and get a coupon good for 1 bag free.
Purina Cat Chow. Chow, chow, chow.
No matter what size you buy, you can mail in proofs of purchase and get a coupon good for 1 free.
Purina Cat Chow. Chow, chow, chow.
So, buy any 3 Purina Cat Chow now and get 1 free.
Chow, chow, chow.
Tuesday, a lucky shot makes Richie an instant hero.
Want to go up to Inspiration Point with me? I'll show you my fake.
Oh, Richie, you're such a jock.
Then...
Buns.
Hiya, Pinky. How you? It's the love story that shook the world.
And love what?
There's drama, action and romance. Fonzie loves Pinky right after Happy Days.
Cookies like it's got the taste and the feeling you like. Coca-Cola, come on, girl, gotta share a Coke with you. Let the feeling through. You wanna live a little bit more. That's what the taste of Coke is for. Coke is like everybody wants a little life. Coca-Cola, Coke is like.
Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Almond Joy's got nuts, Mounds don't. Almond Joy's got real milk chocolate, coconut and munchy nuts too. Mounds got deep dark chocolate and chewy coconut. Ooh. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Peter Paul, Almond Joy's got nuts, Peter Paul, Mounds don't. Because sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't.
America's been waiting for a family show about a real family.
Maybe you're just old-fashioned. Yeah, maybe.
A show that reveals the joys and the sorrows.
You better all dig down and find your pennies because this family could be in deep financial trouble.
The triumphs and the defeats of real people.
Mary, would you lay off him? He's just trying to do his job.
The Bradfords are the family. 8 is Enough is the show. Right after Happy Days and Laverne and Shirley.
Creases look really sharp in the right places, but never on your eyes. That's why Revlon created Natural Wonder Crease-Proof Cream Shadow. Crease-Proof Shadow. It just won't creep into creases. It's wink-proof, fade-proof, even waterproof. Stays fresh, stays put in 21 beautiful colors. Natural Wonder Crease-Proof Shadow. by Revlon. There you go.
When I was a kid, the closest you could get me to a fish was the aquarium. Now, thanks to McDonald's, I'm the expert. You see, most fish is not government inspected, but all McDonald's fish is U.S. government inspected grade A. And it's all prime white filet. No fish cakes, not ground up, not mixed with other fish. It's a filet of fish. The best-selling fish sandwich in America.
Tell him your nickname, Henry.
They call me Jaws.
Quality you can taste.
You make this shot, you can have anything you want for dinner.
I'll have Kentucky Fried Chicken, Mom.
You got it, superstar.
Kids love Kentucky Fried Chicken, just like other folks. And with all those delicious fixins, what a meal.
It's finger-licking good! Real goodness from Kentucky Fried Chicken.
How many bacon packages do you look at before you find one you like? Well, Oscar Mayer knows just what you're looking for. Bacon that cooks up like this, with nice, even slices, and the best balance of fat to lean. At Oscar Mayer, that's the way we select our bacon, too. Before you ever see it, you get consistently high-quality bacon every time, because we do what you do before you do it. Oscar Mayer, America's best-selling bacon. There's nothing quite like them on television. The Bradfords, not your typical family of 8 children.
I don't wear nightgowns anymore, Daddy.
They'll make you laugh one minute.
I forgot to kiss you goodnight.
And cry the next, just like your own family. 8 is enough right after Happy Days in Laverne and Shirley.
This is Concours, a world-class luxury compact from Chevrolet, in Europe to show that an American car can challenge the highways of the world. Concours is an affordable car for people who appreciate the stylish elegance of fine touring cars, luxurious interiors, and dependable Chevrolet engineering. Concours, built for Americans at home anywhere. A world-class luxury compact from Chevrolet.
Use FinalNet for 5 good reasons. 1, FinalNet is not an aerosol. It's concentrated with a hold that really lasts. 2, it holds without stickiness. 3, it goes where you want it. 4, FinalNet has no aerosol propellants. 5, this much FinalNet goes as far as this much aerosol. Use non-aerosol FinalNet. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Ben Franklin, you discovered electricity.
No, something really shocking. Look, Carefree sugarless gum here, Trident here. Both cost the same, yet Carefree gives you 32% more gum by weight than Trident. And Carefree's taste, electrifying.
Ben, the electricity.
I'll think about it in Washington, A.C.
That's Washington, D.C.
Get more gum with Carefree.
Now in bubble gum, too. More gum.
Carefree sugarless gum.
Why are women so happy about new Tickle antiperspirant? Is it because Tickle is the first roll-on with a big, wide ball? Is it because Tickle has a new, quick-drying formula? Or is it because Tickle helps keep you dry all day? Make yourself happy. Staying drier is nicer with a little Tickle.
Gentlemen, these are the ingredients that make Campbell's old-fashioned vegetable soup so delicious. Carrots, potatoes, celery, onions, corn, peas, green beans, lima beans, cabbage, turnips, and macaroni. Now, who puts them in the soup?
We do, sir.
But who prepares the beef broth?
Only you, sir.
And why is that?
Because too many cooks.
Sit right down and get your Campbell's worth.
America's classic thrillers come to life. The Hardy Boys' Nancy Drew Mysteries. An adventure into suspense.
There's got to be a way out of here. You used to go with her? Forget that.
Oh, Professor, do ghosts leave footprints?
The adventures of America's favorite young detectives come to television.
Follow that ghost.
The Hardy Boys' Nancy Drew Mysteries.
Hens are divided into two species. Those who use giant tin smash with 16 servings, measuring scoop, and resealable lid. And others who carry heavy bags of potatoes home to make mash. Sir, how else can we tell the Earthlings apart? The ones that carry potatoes may have longer arms.
Or mash, get smash.
Nervous is meeting your boyfriend's family. All 16 of them.
Nervous is why there's new Soft and Dry.
Soft and Dry roll-on. Nothing keeps you drier when you're nervous.
Nervous is taking your driver's test for the 4th time.
Nervous is why there's new Soft and Dry.
Nothing keeps you drier, yet it never stings most girls, even after shaving.
My fellow classmates.
Nervous is why there's new Soft and Dry.
Hi, I'm Sandy Duncan, and like most everybody, I am a snack lover. In fact, right now, I love some Wheat Thins. Wheat Thins taste really good, and they're full of natural whole wheat. So they make a terrific snack right out of the box, or you could put something on top. Look, when you're having a snack, why not have something really good? Wheat Thins. They call them the light little cracker with the big wheat taste from Nabisco. Love them.
Introducing the Kodak Instant Camera with a twist. Meet the Crank.
Can you feel a brand new day?
Imagine instant pictures with color. Color by Kodak. Just crank, 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 and in minutes you get bright, colorful, instant pictures with a textured satin luxe finish. See your photo dealer and shake hands with the Crank. The Kodak Instant Camera with a twist.
Know how I save money? With unsweetened Kool-Aid and sugar, just like my mom did. I remember how she'd mix a big pitcherful. Kool-Aid was so good and so inexpensive. It's still as delicious as ever. Today, with my sugar, it's about 12 cents a quart. Has vitamin C, too. I like giving Kathy what my mom gave me.
Kool-Aid brand soft drink mix and your sugar. You loved it as a kid, you trust it as a mother.
Charlie and I were in the park. Then this man came up and said, would I like to see some puppies? And I said yes. And I was going to go, but Charlie stopped me. Charlie's reminded me, my mum says I shouldn't go off with people I don't know. Then the man went away. We went and told Mummy, and she said we'd been very good. I got an apple and Charlie got something he likes. He says never go anywhere with men or ladies you don't know.
There's one thing that Pete would just as soon eat every day of his life. He really goes for those noodles, so I give him the Campbell life.
Pete's idea of the perfect lunch is any lunch with Campbell's Chicken Noodle-O Soup. There's lots of chickeny flavor and little round noodles for him, but not a lot of work for me.
That's noodle okay.
Give me the Campbell life.
Class, you're my butter lovers, right?
Right.
Now, I know you folks love butter more than anything, except me. So, Julie's got something special for your pancakes. Log Cabin buttered syrup. Why, it's got that good old-fashioned flavor with real butter, too. Rich, thick, and smooth, just the way you like. Take Julie's advice. Fix up your pancakes with Log Cabin buttered syrup. Butter lovers truly love it.
When a fruit and cereal lover finishes that last piece of fruit, she's finished. That's why Post makes Raisin Bran with so many sweet, chewy raisins. She can get fruit in her first spoonful, her next spoonful, and her next. The way Post makes Raisin Bran, she can get fruit in every spoonful and never have to run out. No wonder Post Raisin Bran is the fruit and cereal lover's cereal.
My baloney has a first name. It's O-S-C-A-R. My baloney has a second name. It's M-A-Y-E-R. Oh, I love to eat it every day. And if you ask me why, I'll say, 'cause Oscar Mayer has a way with B-L-O-G-N-A.
Oscar Mayer, the first name in Bologna.
How's that? I want to make my hair look like my sister's. VO5 shampoo.
5 special ingredients, 3 to clean, 2 for manageability.
You use my shampoo.
How'd you know?
Fabulous hair.
VO5 shampoo with 5 special ingredients.
It's so easy to own Tercel.
1988 Toyota Tercel EZ. Only $59.98. The price will take you right back to the 50s.
Who could ask for anything more? Toyota.
If we let them, most dogs would eat their way to a weight problem. But because extra pounds aren't good for dogs, Alpo introduces a food that is. New Alpo Light with real meat, 100% adult nutrition, and 25% less calories than our regular canned dog food. So with new Alpo Light, your dog won't gain any more, and he won't have to eat any less. New Alpo Light, the healthy way to satisfy a healthy appetite.
4 years ago, Scott Emerson was lying in this hospital suffering from a heart attack. Since then, his doctor prescribed a regimen of exercise, the right foods, and Bayer aspirin. Studies show aspirin helps reduce the risk of heart attacks. Ask your doctor how Bayer may help you. Not long ago, Scott Emerson had a heart attack. Today, he had a son. Bayer, the wonder drug that works wonders.
I have a friend who says, if only I had such nice blonde hair. You can. She says, if only I had hair with such life. You can, with Preference by L'Oreal. Preference color is translucent with subtle shadings. And you do want your hair to be healthy looking. Well, that's the Preference difference. So, Angela, don't tell me you can't. Just repeat after me. I'm worth it. Feel better?
Performing Preference from L'Oreal.
I found my thrill.
Hyundai salutes the practical, sensible, non-frivolous youth of America. They've had the wisdom to purchase durable, reliable automobiles with front-wheel drive, room for 5, and loads of standard features. All this at prices that start as low as $53.95. Congratulations, young people, and happy driving. Hyundai, cars that make sense.
Good morning. Well, it's a great day if you're into traffic.
Introducing the all-new Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme. Once you've driven it, everything else is just traffic.
See your nearby Silver Star Olds dealer today.
We're here at the National Space Satellite Dish, where for 3 days in a row, scientists have received messages from deep space. Dr. Gilbert.
At precisely 12 noon, we have received this signal.
And now, as the hour of 12 approaches, we listen for these strange sounds.
It's no mystery where great refreshment comes from. Pepsi, the choice of a new generation.
In 1979, 27 men in Munich began a project that became a quest, that became a car. Spare nothing, they were told, but build the finest, most spirited luxury sedan in the world. That car has now arrived in America, and it's called the BMW 750iL.
My brother Dick bought a Magnavox camcorder. Gonna shoot TV movies, right, Dick?
Sure.
Big lights, the whole thing.
Don't need lights. With this, I could shoot by candlelight.
Yeah, but he's forgetting about outdoor action and all
Hey,
that.
it's got high shutter speed for clean, fast action.
Yeah, but what about all the other things? You've got to be in...
Tom, this new camcorder by Magnavox has got everything. It's fully automatic, has instant playback, weighs just 3.5 pounds, and it's so simple that even my...
Yeah, I know. Even his brother can use it.
That's right, you got it. Look over here. Come on.
Cold pills travel all through your body before they relieve your stuffed nose. But Dristan nasal spray works faster. Plus, it has a special new ingredient to soothe and moisturize nasal passages. Dristan, relief right on the nose.
Seems like Chevy's been trying to pull the wool over your eyes in recent truck comparisons with Ford. Smart truck buyers know Ford has the strongest sixes, most powerful V8s, biggest payload, and they know value. They know Ford costs $914 less than Chevy. Plus, they can get $500 cash back. See your West Texas Ford dealer. He won't pull the wool over your eyes. He'll just give you the best value on the #1 selling trucks in Texas, Ford.
We know how you love shrimp. A great deal of shrimp. Whoa, what a deal. Even kids love shrimp.
Shrimp, 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 shrimp. Not to mention shrimp.
We know how you love shrimp.
The Red Lobster Shrimp Festival. Try the shrimp and crab leg feast, just $10.95 on Fridays and Saturdays only.
I've been writing a lot of stories about aspirin lately, but if you think you've heard all the news about aspirin, think again. Clinical tests now show there's an even better aspirin formula. It's Anacin. Listen, the tests show that compared to regular strength aspirin, Anacin provides a more effective level of pain relief, better relief. The latest good news about aspirin is Anacin.
Anacin, a better aspirin formula.
Good morning. Well, it's a great day if you're into traffic.
Introducing the all-new Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme. Once you've driven it, everything else is just traffic.
As a scientist, my eyes have to be 100%. When they're red, burning, or irritated, I use Visine.
Visine gives 100% of what you need to relieve all these symptoms.
That's what I call 100% relief. What more could you ask for?
Raisin Nut Bran tastes better. Tastes better than Kellogg's, better than Post. It's got juicy nut-covered raisins and big, crisp flakes.
People have a better time around Raisin Nut Bran.
The best tasting Raisin Bran.
Head out on the highway, looking for adventure. And whatever comes our way, like a true nature's child, we were born to be wild, born to be wild.
Listen to the sounds of competition. So clear, so close, you'd never guess we actually recorded them long distance on the digital fiber optic network of U.S. Sprint. To sample us on your own phone, call this fiber optic number now. U.S. Sprint, official long-distance sponsor of the 1988 U.S. Olympic team.
Charlie's dad is a dentist, so when Charlie gets some teeth, chances are he'll chew great-tasting Trident. Because more dentists and their families chew Trident than all other sugarless gums combined. Trident. Millions of teeth can't be wrong. On career day, this class found out that more dentists and their families chew great-tasting Trident than all other sugarless gums combined. Now, guess what they all want to be when they grow up? Trident. Millions of teeth can't be wrong.
Excuse me.
No problem. We know about Kaopectate, too.
Kaopectate actually absorbs the germs that can cause diarrhea.
Kaopectate bags. The diarrhea specialist.
With so much on my mind, I just never looked, so I didn't know Alpo caused the same as other dries.
Now I know.
Alpo beef-flavored dinner. More meat protein than 10 pounds of steak at a really good price.
Don't worry. You'll always be my first baby.
I like to use the board a lot, and we draw a lot of pictures, and they make fun of my drawings. And they really are concerned and interested in what is going on and how the weather works and what effect it has on them and how all that stuff happens every day. I think maybe they come out of it with a little better understanding of how it does work. Oftentimes I'm afraid that the teachers are reluctant to call because they think we're too busy or we don't have the time, and when in fact we're eager to do it and eager to make time to go talk, particularly to kids.
You've suffered through all kinds of diets and regimens, but if you don't get enough protein when you're dieting to lose fat, you might lose muscle. Protein can help you keep muscle while you lose fat, and Special K has the
Buenos dias, muchachas y muchachos. Good morning, everyone. It is 5 a.m. Mike, I was going to say December, but it's June. It's almost Christmas in July, man. I love Christmas in July. It's great. I love it. Hear me now and think about July later. What's going on, people? I didn't sleep for shit last night. Just getting notifications. Notified. I have been notified. It's Tuesday. I'm going camping today. The van's packed. Everybody's asleep. I'm the only one excited. I can't sleep, I can't eat, I can't do anything. I'm just all about camping. I just want to go camping. Yeah. My brother-in-law is actually going to show up. So that's cool. That's neato, baby. It'd be kind of like a family thing, you know? It's Totally Television Tuesday. And at some point, we're going to talk about a TV show that I grew up with, I love, I adore. The first lesbian TV show. Now, it was a great, great TV show, and I love it. I love it. To this day, I still can watch episodes of Laverne and Shirley and really, really enjoy them. It's great. It's good. It's totally great, man. I dig it. I dig it. I can't believe it's June. It's June. And that was a moment of silence for May. Ah, May. April, May, and June. 3 women's names. April, May, and June. We don't have any men's names for months or weeks or any of that, right? Nope. Well, all right. I'm sorry, I'm mistaken. There's August. That's a man's name. Oh, coffee is hot, and it is good. If this was big enough, I would jump in and go swimming. Arrgh. Oh, did you hear that? That was my in-studio guest. He moved. Shh. Quiet. We don't want to bother him. I spent, aside from a nap, I think I had a nap, aside from a little bit of a nap, I spent most of the day working on getting camping stuff together. And I enjoyed it. I had a ball stacking firewood and digging through stuff and pulling. Look, ooh, I need this for camping. Ooh. That was pretty cool. Hanging out in the van. I never installed the TV. I figured, what's the purpose, you know? I'll put it in there. I put the legs on it, the feet, so that it can stand up. I told my daughter, I'm just going to put it on the cooler or set it somewhere and you guys can use it. And then if I want, I can stick it in my tent and watch a movie. Yeah, or something. Maybe I'll sit in the van and watch a movie. The dogs are concerned. They see all of this activity and things being packed up and moved around and shuffled, and they're like, what's going on? Sam keeps looking at me every time I come in with a handful of something or walk out of the house with a handful of something. There's Sammy looking at me like, dude, what are you doing? I keep telling him we're going camping, and he's like, I don't get it. He's never been camping. He don't know. He don't know. Tootsie, she grew up camping. She grew up living in the wild, so she's gonna be like, ooh, this is neat. Oliver's gonna be like, no fucking way, man. Take me back to my house. Sam's gonna be all over. I want to pee here. I want to pee here. I want to pee here. Ooh, squirrel. I want to pee here. I want to pee here. I want squirrel. It'll be great. My big thing is I want to see water babies. I want to see the water babies. I want to see them splashing around in the water, having fun. Yeah. So if I can get that moment, I'll be happy. This little dog splashing around in the water, running around, all excited, getting wet. Yep. I'll get into the water for that. Totally. So it's supposed to rain today. It's supposed to sprinkle later on. We'll see. I don't know if it will. I don't know what it's going to look like in Big Bear, but I'm game for whatever at this point. It's too late to cancel and get a refund, so it's just balls to the wall, camping, doing it. Gonna go a camping, buddy. Totally man. Totally man. It's totally man. You're off camera. If you want to walk by, I'll put it on my desk cam. There you go. You're off cam. There you go, buddy. As my in-studio guest, because my whole house is my fucking studio. What are you going to do? I am a studio man. Studio man. He's a studio man. Oh, yeah, baby. Ruthie added a photo. Ruthie. Ah, Ruth. She's Robert's fiance in England. And she's an awesome chick, as he is an awesome guy. And I can't wait till they get over here to the States. Both of them. I'm sure Robert will be back in not too long. But I can't wait to have them both hopefully come out here to good old Joshua Tree, California, and spend some time in the desert. And hopefully I'll have a chance to see them when they're here. So that'll be nice. I told my wife, if anything ever happens to me, and you get a message from Robert and Ruthie wanting to come out, don't hesitate. Even if I'm gone, even if I'm out of the picture, if any of these people contact me wanting to come stay, get them out here, hook them up. Friends, family, whoever it is. Acquaintances. Yeah. Totally, man. Alrighty, baby. Baby! I got a fan on when I did the, as Joey calls it, the iconic bong hit this morning. I had the air conditioner on, and man, was it loud. So I turned on a fan and turned the AC off. Mainly because it was loud. Sure, it was drowning out a lot of the ambient noise in the house, like silence. But that's about it. That's about it, baby. Oh, man. I finished off the hard drive last night with a copy of 9 to 5. And I think it was Led Zeppelin, The Song Remains the Same. And one more movie. I can't remember. So the hard drive now has 100 movies on it. So that should be plenty, right? Those little tiny itty bitty gnats. I hate those little things. Every once in a while they bug me. Get it? No, I don't get it, moron. Yeah, well, I get it sometimes. I don't always get it. Sometimes they don't let me have it, any of it. But that's okay. That's okay, man. If I switch to my desk camera here real quick, that's because my guest is going back to his place in the living room. It's been awesome having Joey here from the East Coast. That's why he's not been in the chats, because he's been here, and he's been trying to sleep through my show. It's kind of funny, because when he's over there, he's like wide awake during the show after work for the first hour, and then he's gone. And so today, he's like completely gone for the first hour, and he might actually be coherent. Yeah. My daughter has that effect on people. She helps them change their hours around. And his hours have been officially changed. So, camping should be great. Right? The kids aren't going to be able to sleep late if it's warm. It's just going to get too warm. I picked up this great USB-powered fan for my daughter. And it's just a little Walmart Mainstays USB fan. And what does it say here? Wall adapter not included. DC motor for energy efficiency. Ooh, okay. So, okay. 1 speed. It's got a little stand, and I tried it out last night, and it was neat. My daughter and I, we have to sleep with some kind of fan or something going on. I don't know what I'm going to do. But I told her, well, we'll hook it up to one of those little portable battery chargers and run it from that and see how long the smaller of the battery chargers lasts. It usually it charges 1 phone from dead to full. The other charger that I have will charge like 3 phones from dead to full. So I'm hoping that this little 1 phone charger will power it overnight so that she can just have her fan on at night. Because we got to have some kind of something going on. Yeah. I said I'd have an in-studio guest. I didn't say if he'd be on camera or on the microphone or anything. I didn't promise anything. No expectations, no demands, right? So, and I didn't intend ever to put him on the spot. Like, all right, you're here, you have to be on. Get up, get on my show. I can't do that. I'm not like that. That's why I canceled Minecraft last night, because my daughter and Joey, neither of them were feeling it the night before. And I was like, all right, I'm not feeling it either. And I spent all day yesterday at showtime yesterday. I was out in my van digging through shit, stuck in my cupboards and stuff. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I've got so much stuff together. The van has got so much stuff in it, and yet it's not really overpacked. The back couch has got plenty of room for more bedding, which it's going to get. It's got to get my 5 pillows that I sleep with, my wife's 2 pillows, our blankets, and then all of my house guests' bedding. So there you go. Which reminds me, this morning I need to deflate that bed and charge that battery on the air mattress. Yeah, I'm just going to run an extension cord out to my tent from the car or the truck, the van, and pump up my air mattress inside the tent. I may have to put the air mattress in the tent, pump it up, and then move the tent to where it's going to be, and then hammer it in there. We'll see. I kind of want our tent to be in the shade, but at the same time, I'd really like it if the tent was butted up against the canopy. And could be used like that, or was really close to the canopy in the van, so I could just run a cord in, or come out of the tent and into the canopy without much fanfare. That would be great. We'll see. Our camp may be mainly off to one side with the tents and everything, and then the camp off on another side, and kind of be split up a little bit, just so we've got one spot where the tents and the canopy and the van are that's really private, and then where the camp is, the fire and the food and everything, that can be open up. We'll see. I picked a really big spot with a lot of open sky, because that's my evening plan, is to sit and look up at the sky. Yeah, baby. Yeah. I got my coffees at the store. The little coffee bags, right? The little Folgers. They look like tea bags, but it's coffee. Oh, those are great. So all we have to do is heat up water and then fill up our cups. Little tea bag, coffee bag. And then when it's steeped, a little creamer. That's it. We're ready to go. Ready to go. Great. And what we might do is just put, like, fill the teapot up and put 3 bags in it and then just let it, so that way we could kind of keep it off to the side and keep it warm. Yeah. Because we got those little metal coffee camping cups. So I'm going to want to probably have a couple of those. And I like hot coffee. So no microwave out there. It's all about keeping it on the fire. Keeping it on the fire. Well, without further ado, let's get, we have the album of the day. It's Tuesday, so we got a twofer. It's a twofer. And today's twofer is ELO's Discovery. It's an unopened copy of Discovery on 8-track. And this is Discovery by Electric Light Orchestra. It's one of my favorite albums from the 70s. I mean, Shine a Little Love, Confusion, Need Her Love, The Diary of Horace Wimp. That's a great fucking song. That's like my anthem. Last Train to London. My daughter loves that song. Midnight Blue, On the Run, Wishing, Don't Bring Me Down. One of my favorite radio plays from back then. Yes, ELO, Discovery. Can I see the? Nope, it won't let me see the date on the 8-track. So I will look here, and it is 1979, just like I thought. 1979. I remember as a kid hearing that shit on the radio and just being blown away. Every single time I heard an ELO song on the radio, I was just wow. Right? In fact, we were sitting here on, I think it was Friday or Saturday, Joey and I were sitting here, and he kept just putting on records and records, and we kept just putting on records and stuff. And he put on one that was electronic music, and I believe it was, I'll have to wait until he gets back, but I believe it was Tatsu and some other guys. But wow, it was cool. And I'm like, dude, I totally hear ELO in it. I'm like, I would just love to see his record collection, but not just that. And he's like, well, he's got like 10,000 records. And I said, I don't doubt it, right? But what I said was, I'd love to see his record collection in the order that chronologically that they were purchased, right? So when he recorded this album of his own, what records had he listened to prior to that, right? And then you can go from album to album. Okay, in between making this album and this album, how did his record collection grow? And what effect did that have on his music? Okay, Joey is on right now. He said it was the Yellow Magic Orchestra. Does that have anything to do with Tatsu? But it was really good music, and it really reminded me of ELO. But I would love to look at someone's record collection and see how it grew as their music changed, and what effect did it have on their music. What were they listening to at the time when they recorded this, and what had they listened to in between before they recorded this one, and then this one, and then this one, right? That kind of stuff is what I think about when I'm listening to an album and I hear other stuff in it. Ooh, I hear that guy. Ooh, I hear that band. Ooh, I hear some Beatles. Ooh, some ELO. And it happens a lot, whether I'm listening to, Harry Styles or Tatsu. I mean, I hear other stuff. Okay, so no, Tatsu was not involved in the Yellow Magic Orchestra. Thank you, Joey. But he's worked with them in the past. excellent commentary. So yeah, I enjoyed doing the listening stuff. What's neat about camping is you get to spend a lot of time listening to music. I'm going to be taking a small stack of CDs with me, as I'm sure my daughter will probably bring a few CDs. But mainly, it's the streaming thing. We just pop on a Bluetooth, and the kids are pumping stuff into the Bluetooth speaker. My wife does. She'll find stuff on YouTube and just pop it through. The kids do Spotify because they do all the platforms. And that's where the real music is. Like when we went to Hollywood, or rather LA, to the Alvarez Street. The drive out there, I had to have music cranking to keep me focused, but kind of detached. Focused on the road and everything, but detached from time, because I do that trip so often, and the trip out there is the long, boring ride. And then the trip back usually feels pretty quick. The return trip always feels a little quicker. I don't know what it is. It's the human brain, that's what it is. But I needed that music to keep me pumped up, because I was just out of it. But Spotify, I mean, you can find anything, all right, honey, find me this album. Okay, now find me this album. And she just bada bing, bang, boom. This one, is this what it's called? Is this it? Bang. It's still, I'm still an analog guy living in a digital world. I'm past man, all right? Past man. Ta-da! Everything is still new and weird and fresh for me, because I don't get into it. I don't immerse myself in the new technology, in the new media, in the new platforms and stuff. So therefore it's always fresh, it's always new, it's always futuristic, right? I mean, I literally fell asleep and woke up 40 years ago. I'm like reverse Van Winkle. So this whole world that I'm living in, when I go out into it, I am a fish out of water. When I'm home, it doesn't matter how much of the world invades my home, because I can always keep it at bay with an old typewriter, a book, a record, past. I can keep the past alive and ward off the present like it's, like vampires. Get away, get away. And I dig it, baby. It's my little sanctum sanctorum. Sanctuary. The lighting is a little off this morning because that half of the room is kind of in the dark, so that my house guest doesn't have to open his eyes too bright. It's bright enough over here, but when that light comes on, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm going in. Cover me. Yeah. So normally I only usually watch vintage programs, TV shows, movies, TV movies, that kind of crap. Or something that is a throwback, a vintage, a retro, something that pays homage to the past. New documentaries about the past, new shows about the past, etc., etc. Ah, Joey's staying up, but he's probably just going to hide in the bathroom, right? Good on you, mate. So we've been, speaking of mate, we've been watching Ms. Fisher's Murder Mysteries, an Australian show that it's done in like the 2000s, 2010s or something, but it takes place in Australia in the 1930s, I think. I'm going to say 30s because of the cars. And it is a wonder to behold. I don't know how they can capture that time period so well. I really want to see the studios in Australia where they shot this. I want to see those locations because you really feel yourself in that era, you know. And the actors are just phenomenal. It is a fun show to watch. I dig that era. And Essie Davis, or Essie Davies, she portrays Franny Fisher. I don't know why I got stumped. It's the name of the fucking show. So Franny Fisher is a really headstrong girl who flies a plane, shoots pistols, drives fast, drinks a lot, parties. If she wants a guy, she's gonna take the guy. I mean, she's when women were post-suffragettes, right? And they were really starting to feel strong. And she was one of those. And then history has done this, where women come out and they can feel strong, and then back in the kitchen, and then all of a sudden women are, like Rosie the Riveter, World War II. Women were like the reason we won the war, and then all of a sudden men come back and they had to quit their jobs and do this and quit that and go back to just being housewives. That really disrupted the family dynamic back then. It shook things up. So from there, it was easy to get from there to 20 years later in the 1960s, when women are saying, oh, come on, enough of this. We had enough of the 50s, Women finally were able to escape that mold. Barefoot and pregnant. Keep them at home and pregnant. Get in the kitchen, woman! And that's what I really love about that show, Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries, is that she is a really strong woman. Her best friend is a female doctor, and a tough broad. The girl that she adopts is a tough broad. Her housekeeper, who she brings in, who gets fired, and she brings her in, she's really meek. And Miss Fisher, Franny, is always constantly building her up and making her confident in herself. And she's just, as she says, I'm just a little Catholic girl, and I shouldn't do these things, And Miss Fisher's like, oh yeah? And gets her into all kinds of mischief. And the characters are great. Right now, there's this difficulty, we're like in episode 3 or 4, and there's this difficulty between Dorothy and the police officer that she's interested in. She's Catholic and he's Protestant. And it's like, well, it's only a dance. We're just going to a dance. So, let's not really worry about whose religion is going to get the axe if we get married. And that's the way it works, right? It's like when you get married, it's like, okay, how are we going to raise the kids? Are we going to raise them Catholic or Jewish, right? Well, why not both, right? My daughter was raised Catholic, but she probably doesn't really have much of a Catholic bone in her body. She's more of a multi-denominational, right? She's going to accept that with which she can believe. And I think that's what she learned from me, is that it's up to her. Religion is personal, it's individual. It can be a group thing, but for me and my dollar, it's personal. It's something that you have between you and your maker, whoever or whatever that might be. So it's like voting. It's nobody's business how I communicate with my maker. Whether I think it's my mom or God or the devil or a dog or evolution, it's up to me, it's up to the individual to decide for themselves. And then it's a private thing, it's a personal thing. You can involve others or you don't have to. You don't have to go into a group setting and hold hands and sing and pray. You could sit alone and contemplate and read and reflect, And there really isn't much of that in religion. Reflection, contemplation. Some religions, but what are we contemplating? Right? Life, death, the universe, existing, not existing, before, after, during. What is it all about? Why are we here? Religions can offer up explanations for those things, but they're not factual. They are man's interpretation of what we don't understand, right? As far as I'm concerned, until you meet your maker, you're never going to understand. So everything before meeting your maker, to me, seems sacrilegious, right? Because what if you spend your whole life doing this when this has nothing to do with the reality of your own situation, but for your entire life you were convinced, programmed to act a certain way and to believe a certain thing, right? And what if that has nothing to do with reality? What if all it was a distraction, so that during your entire life, when you should have been focused on bettering yourself and humanity and the world around you, you spent with your nose buried in a book, seeking that which you could never understand until you are face to face with it. So I have an odd way of looking at religion, and it pisses people off because they're, for lack of a better terms, programmed into believing a certain thing. And when somebody comes along and disrupts that train of thought, or rather that programming, people get upset about it, and they get pissed off, and they don't want to hear that it's possible that something that they believe in 100% of their soul is completely out askew and is not anywhere close to it. That's why I will not 100% throw my beliefs into something and just have faith. No. I can accept a lot and believe a lot, but I'm changeable. I may one day say, hey, this is what I believe, and this is how I feel about something. But after a couple of days of reflection and contemplation and others' discussion and this, and research and reading and thinking, I may come back a couple of days later and say, you know what? I feel like this. This is how I feel now. Why? Because we're human, and we shouldn't be locked into a box, right? Hence the term, think outside the box, right? All right, let me heat up my coffee here so I can do some more bong hits. I'll be right back, turning off the sound. Alright, I'm back, baby, and the coffee is freaking hot. I burned myself. So before I forget, I forgot to mention yesterday that I actually picked up a couple of things. When we went to Alvera Street, I saw this giant chicken, like little chicken here, right? This little guy, you can't see him because it's dark. So I got this little, let me go ahead and pick him up. I got this little chicken here, and this is chicken, and he is holiday chicken. His job was to kind of get dressed up and get us excited about whatever holiday it was. But we started with Halloween, and like a kid, he won't take his mask off. So we have to call him Ace, and he keeps his mask on, and so there you go. So we kind of lost our holiday chicken because he won't take his mask off. But when I was in Alvera Street, I found this giant chicken, and it was like $6, right? We went to, and I thought, well, that's not a bad deal, right? But we went to Stater Brothers on the way home, and we little holiday chicken. We picked up some things, and when we got there, we got to the register, I saw this. And it is actually a large chicken, just like the little one, exactly like the little one. It's just huge, and I can't honk it because it drives the dogs crazy, and I don't want them coming and freaking out. So there you go. But one of the most important things that I found, and I spent the whole time that we were there until I found it, looking for this specific item. I have been wanting this for decades. I told my wife I want to hang from our rear view mirror 2 boxing gloves, one American and one Mexican, and that's kind of going to sum up the last 25 years. And what did I find at the last booth? I found these boxing gloves. They're keychain. They're keychain boxing gloves. So I'm going to hang these in the van today. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy. And of course they're both left. They're both lefties. That's great. Because there ain't much right about us. So there you go. We also have the TV guide, and we'll read some TV guide for Tuesday in 1977. But other than that, there's not much going on today. We'll talk about some Laverne and Shirley. Mainly when we talk about these shows, TV shows, movies, and stuff, we're talking about my experience, my memories, my feelings, right? We're not so much going to talk about the show as we will talk about the show's effect on my life, or, you know, when and where I was when I was watching it. Come on through, dude, if you want. It's on this cam now. Oh, Polaroids, yeah. Let me throw down some Polaroids here, and you can check those out. Joey brought along a great, really cool Polaroid camera. Has been snapping them off, color and black and white, and I'm really excited about the black and white ones. Really am there. Okay, we got a selection here of film. What is that? Oh, it's dark, dude. Oh, is this Walking at the Park?
Yeah, that's right.
All right, on. So here we go. So here's Walking in the Park at night, and it looks like this one is a black and white. You could just barely see my daughter there in her pajamas. Oh, here we go. And he took one of my studio. So that's a Polaroid of my studio, which is really fucking cool. Because I'm going to take this Polaroid, or, you know what? I'm going to need one of these Polaroids, because check this out. How's that look?
Good.
Right? Is that a cool display? A Polaroid picture sticking out of my Polaroid camera, because I don't have film. Here's one of me right as we were eating, and I'm checking out the birds there at Alvera Street. The birds. This guy's for the birds. And then here's my wife and I and Juan over here on Alvera Street. There we go. Oh, and my favorite of all time photos is my daughter at the mall. And that is such a cool, it's like timeless. That photo is from any decade right there. I love it. I love it! Totally cool, man. Thank you, sir. That is awesome. That is, you know what, you need to get the little, we used to make them. There were little plastic, if I use this camera, yeah, you're not on. We used to make plastic displays, and it was just clear plastic bent, and then magnets put on them, and you can put them on your fridge and then just slide photos into them. Or get some little magnets to put, so you can put a bunch of Polaroids on your fridge, because that always looks cool. Yeah, baby. This is my vacation. This is where I was. This is what I did. This is who I am. Ah, you need a Polaroid of the dogs. That's it. You're hanging out, buddies. You have one more black and white? Yeah, you should try to get the dogs. Maybe when we're camping. Ah, camping. I cannot wait. I'm going to get done here, eat some cereal, take a shower, and then start packing the van, start finishing it off. My wife and I, she's going to make potato salad. And then we're going to go get ice. And then finish packing the van. My nose wants to sneeze, but my excitement is saying, no! No! Sneezy, no! Alright, it's gone. It's gone. Jose, my brother-in-law, says he's only going to stay for one night. I'm hoping we can change that if we can make him comfortable enough. He's got a bad back. So if we can make him comfortable enough, I'm hoping we can get him to stay. We've got this cot, and I'm thinking, well, if we can put him on the cot with 2 cot mattresses and some extra padding, it might actually be not too bad. So I'm hoping, and I also told my wife, I said, let's just pick up an extra air mattress at Walmart. I said, they're not expensive. So let's just do that, and then use a mattress topper on that and try to get him to stay in that and see if he's comfortable enough. You know, believe me, I know about bad backs, but he's going through a thing right now, so I know about that too. Well, the kitchen opens here as soon as I start coffee, man. Of course, I don't usually eat till about 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 or 11. I try to eat breakfast before lunch. That's my goal in the mornings. Yeah, is to try to stay on schedule. Like, that's the last thing my stomach has anymore, is a schedule. My wife's like, when was the last time you ate? I don't know, breakfast. And she's like, well, it's 6 o'clock at night. Aren't you hungry? And I'm like, I don't know, am I? I don't know. I just don't know anymore. And food's just such a bother, you know. I mean, even before I went through the dentures thing, I was just so over food, right? I was already at the point, like, I gotta try something new, right? I'm gonna try Ethiopian tacos. Wait, aren't those the ones made with flies? Yeah. Never mind. I think I'll stick to regular tacos. Regular tacos. Give me a taco, dude. I'll have a taco. Give me one of those carne asada tacos. Tacos. What? How do you pronounce that? It's such an odd word, taco. Yeah, baby. Pacos tacos. My completely twisted American sense of humor is always sending my wife to her knees. I don't even remember the things that I say. I say so much stupid shit, and she's like, you're crazy. So we're going to spend a day, maybe 2 days, with her brother, right? More time than I ever really get to spend with her brother. I think the last time that we really spent time together, that particular brother, was 1999 when we went to Magic Mountain overnight. And he and his wife and their kid pretty much did their own thing. So we didn't even get to hang out with him, really. So this ought to be interesting, because he's separated now. And his girlfriend won't be there because she can't deal with the elevation. So it's going to be, you know, my wife and her brother and me hanging out. That'll be different. So he'll probably get to see more of my twisted sense of humor, because when I go to family functions and whatnot, I'm kind of like the wallflower. So at least he'll get to see me in my element now, which should be neat. And camping is my element. Homelessness has been, I don't know, chronic in my life since I was a little kid. So I grew up doing a lot of camping. We called it camping, but it was living. We lived in a car, we lived in a tent or a van or in somebody's yard. Yeah, it was different. So when I go camping, it really takes me back to my childhood, you know, and not having a home and not having a place to say, this is where I grew up, this is where I came from. You know, it was like, it wasn't until we moved to Lake Elsinore in, the first time we went there was like 1975, and we didn't move back there until 1981. And that's when that became my hometown. Because I spent my teenage years, my formidable years, my growing years in that town. Even though we still were homeless and did a lot of camping on the lake and in the mountains. So I'm excited to go camping. It's been like years since we went camping. 2013 was the last time we went camping. That's far too long. And I wanted to go camping like 3 years ago, and it just didn't happen. Right? And I was so bummed. I wanted to go on my birthday and do a whole thing. Nobody was into it. Nobody wanted to do nothing. So I just gave up. This year, I'm like, you know what? We haven't got anything going on. Nobody can give me any shit. We're going camping. That's all there is to it. And I think my wife sees in me the need to do this, you know. And this is probably going to be, this year is probably going to be the year of camping and traveling for me, because it's already rough and I haven't even left the house. So we're going to try to go sometime this year. My wife wants to go to Yosemite. I haven't been to Yosemite since 1997. I'm sorry, 1987. So, going to Yosemite... No, I drove through Yosemite back in 1995. But that was the last time. We drove through the backside of Yosemite down into San Francisco and then back for a Grateful Dead show. But we didn't stay there. I think we visited the valley real quick, but that was it. So I'm ready to go back. We've got dogs, so we'll have to camp up on the mountain, which is fine because it's a great view. And there's just great places to hang out, you know. It's a great place just to go for walks, maybe rent some bikes and go cruise around, hit a hiking trail, soak yourself in a stream or a pond somewhere, because when the streams come down, they get these little dams and they build up, and yeah, baby. So I'm excited about that. I'm really, 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 totally excited. And it begins this morning. This morning is when we're going to get everything packed up. I don't even care when it's check-in time. I don't. Let me check here if it says when I can check in. And it doesn't. It says a day, but it doesn't say a time. 2 nights. There we go. And I went ahead and set it up for 8 people and 2 vehicles, because I know we're going to have 2 vehicles, but I wasn't sure who else was going to show up, right? So it's like, you know what, we'll just make it for 8 people, and then that way we feel comfortable if anybody shows up. Yeah. And then it's just a matter of taking care of the extra parking. But it's a big spot. It's for a 40-foot RV, and my van isn't that. So we got room for a couple extra cars if we so desire. Totally, man. Desire. The new fragrance by CrazyOldWeirdBeardedGuy. Totally, man. So we're going to read from some TV guide stuff here in a minute. I'm going to heat up my coffee, do some bong hits, that kind of stuff. Converse with my house guest. It has been freaking awesome. It's been so fucking cool. You know, mainly because he and my daughter get along so well. It's like, so how you guys getting along? She's like, well, it's nice having somebody to hang out with. You know, none of my friends want to hang out with me. Friends. And I'm like, so you guys got a lot in common? She said, yeah. So that's so cool. I mean, it's serendipitous, but it's also fate. It's destiny. I mean, my wife's like, gosh, he feels like family. Like we've known him forever. There you go. That's cool. That's what the world should be about. You know, I would love to do a foreign exchange program, right? Let's do a YouTube foreign exchange. Who on the other side of the planet wants to come over here and hang out for a week? Come on. Bring it on. Let's get some more people coming over and hanging out, doing stuff with Yo. All right, I'm gonna heat up the coffee. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I am back, babies. I got hot coffee, I got fresh bong loads, and my brain is still warping into this camping thing. I can come back here now. Joey is officially awake, and he's going to get in the shower and do his thing, which means I should see him again in another 2 hours. So, that's going to give me time to get my shit together, finish off the show, whatchamacahooching, get some food in me, get my own shower, get that van loaded. My wife has got some food preparation to do this morning, as well as make the kids breakfast and put lunch together. My lunch will be tamales or raviolis or something out of a can that's easy to heat up and eat, or just eat cold, right? It's camping. I found the pot with the lid for camping, so I'll be able to heat that up. Even if we get it there early and we don't have a campsite yet, we can just park, set up a table, put the stove on it, make my frickin' food, and then then go camp. Ah, great. Oh, coffee. I don't have any family, locally or abroad, that I would really care to see at this point. So I'm glad that my wife's brother is coming, because at least I have her side of the family. Yeah, baby. So my daughter has family more than us. She's got backstory, she's got history, she's got family. Because mine, not so much. And my family and my bloodline, we've got a lot of, yeah, whatever. So, there's that. I really have tried. I have gone out of my way several times over the last 20 years to kind of get back with my family and get involved, right? And no matter what I did, it just always seemed to run out and lie flat. You know, it would just peter out. Or I would just get fucked. Just get screwed over, you know. You haven't changed a bit. Which, actually, it's you that hasn't changed, because you keep pulling that "you haven't changed a bit" thing, which is what you do every fucking time. So, I just got over it. I just got over my family, because it was like, what was the point, right? All it does is hurt. Since I was a little kid, all it did was hurt. So I just gave up, you know. And by giving up, I can move past that. And by moving past all of that, I can try to get to know these people anew, having some shared history, right? But that shared history aside, we got nothing. And they don't seem to see that. And as much as I try, they don't want to go out of their way to get to know me now. They just want to remember me as I was. And I can't do that, right? I am me, not the person that they want to remember me as. And they obviously don't want to move past that. Otherwise, I would have long phone conversations with them where we would talk about the now and the new. But no. All I'm good for is goofing on the past, right? So, there you go. So I'll leave it all for reunions and all of that kind of stuff, and we'll see what happens. You know, as much as I want a family reunion, a hometown reunion, and have, you know, kind of put as much of myself as I could into getting it planned, I don't hold high hopes that many people are going to show up or even care, right? I mean, it's me, for Christ's sake. Nobody wants to come see me, right? It's not about me. It's about them seeing each other, and then maybe I can say hi from the sidelines, right? I really would like to see what people are doing, what they've been up to. Yeah. It's after 6 a.m. It's the 3rd of June, 2025. Be careful when you expect to like not have longevity, and then lo and behold you get old and crusty. Be careful. All right, take care of yourself when you're young, because when you get old, you're just fucked. You're just fucked. And the healthier you are when you are young, the more you can enjoy being young and growing old gracefully. So there's that. Peace of mind. When you take care of your health, you take a lot of the bullshit and worry and other crap away from your life. You know? So it's just a way to stopgap, you know, keep shit from happening. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. What the hell is he talking about? I fucking hate apples. I like applesauce, but fucking apples. I hate doctors too. Eat an apple a day and he won't be coming around then. Oh, I get it. Right? It just means eat healthy. Or eat worms. I don't know. I always get wormy apples. You know, if you bite into an apple and you see a worm, it's good. It's a good omen. Biting into an apple and seeing a half a worm, that's not a good omen. That'll cure you of eating apples. That'll cure you of eating fucking fruit right there. You know, biting into something and popping out with some kind of insect husk. Some kind of half a worm or caterpillar, or some kind of pupa. Some kind of pupa there. Yeah. Yes. Well, I'm gonna do this bong hit here. At some point, I'm gonna get my shit together and do this bong hit. I swear. And then, man, I didn't sleep for shit last night. I tried. And, man, as soon as I get to sleep, my dog fucking scratching at the door. Tickety-tack, go lay down. And then I gotta lift him up into the bed, put him to sleep. Fucking an hour later, goddamn same thing. And then an hour after that, I gotta take a fucking leak, and I'm like, you better not get up. And he didn't. Of course, I only said that in my brain. And then I fucking had to get up again, lost my last hour of sleep because I had to get up and take a fucking leak. And then kind of flopped back and forth, and of course, just as I get to sleep, get to REM, beep, beep, beep. A beep, beep, a motherfucking beep. Oi, mate, wake up. I don't want to go to school. Oi. No, I don't want to either. So Thursday, we're going to come back from camping, and I got to come home and create a video time machine and get it on and get it finished, get it saved, and get it published and get it checked, and then redo anything before Friday at 5. So I won't have time today to do anything. I have been gathering stuff. I've got my RIPs in a file. I've got most of the elements for an episode. The only thing that's kind of time consuming is editing together the commercial breaks and finding any elements that come to me at the last minute. And that's usually what takes the longest. It usually takes less than an hour to build an episode. But with those factors in, it could grow to all fucking night. Alright, I keep looking at this TV guide here, so let me drink some coffee, do a bong hit. And I'm going to read some TV guide, and then we'll talk about Laverne and Shirley. This one is from June 11th through June 17th, 1977. And look at this head story here. How politicians manipulate the news. Why does that sound familiar? Because it never fucking changes. Watch the news from 40, 50 years ago. It don't change. The names change. The places change. All the bullshit is the fucking same. Pollution. Global fucking weather bullshit. You know. Warring nations. Fighting over oil. It just never fucking changes. It's always the same shit. Worrying about groundwater, you know, worrying about the polar caps and glaciers, and nothing fucking changes. And it just gets worse. We worry about it 50 years ago. Did it change in 50 years? Fuck no. Because we're humans and we forget. The brain is designed to forget and move on. To forget and move forward. To forget and move on. That's why we're able to deal with loss, close personal loss and death, because the brain is designed to accept and move on and then continue being a slave. That's the way it is. You know, that is just the way it is. It's the way that's the way we're built. You know, and that's fucked up, man. That's fucked up, especially for people who can't forget, you know, who can't move on, who can't not remember, right? They call those people, you know, what, idiot savants is what they used to call them back in the day. They give them all kinds of names, you know, but basically it's most people have been born and bred and programmed just to accept things and move on. Put their head down, accept it, and move on. You know? And for people like me, that's just impossible. If there's a growing number of people like me who just have to lift their head up and say, you know what? You can't keep fucking me over. I'm done. You know, or no, I'm not just going to keep going and doing this. I want to do that. I don't want to do this. I want to do that. That's that Starstruck, that movie yesterday. Watch yesterday's episode, or watch the movie Starstruck that just popped on the channel. Check it out. Think about what it is that you want to do with your life, and then think about how you're constantly being programmed to want this other thing. And then you wake up 50 years later and you've been a slave your whole fucking life. And you didn't accomplish anything for yourself except maybe retirement. But what, you retire and then three years later you die of a heart attack because you're not a slave anymore and your body just cannot fucking take it. Alright, let me do this bong hit and then I will read from the TV Guide in 1977. TV was great in 1977. Syndicated stuff, reruns were great. The news was like almost a mirror of what it is today. Let's see, we've got at 6 p.m. June 14th, 1977, Tuesday. ABC News, Reasoner Walters News. Zoom, Children. CBS News, Cronkite. Infinity Factory, Children. La Usurpadora. NBC News, Chancellor Brinkley. Star Trek. Science fiction, Spock's brain becomes the object of a bizarre search after a beautiful woman deftly removes the organ and vanishes. Dude loses his brain. Some broad makes him lose his fucking mind. Blanche, Brett Summers, Klugman. Oh, she's going as Brett Summers Klugman. Jack Klugman, Quincy's wife. Brett Summers. She was a regular on Match Game. Both of them were. But she was funny. She was kind of a... I bet she smelled of coffee and cigarettes because she sounded like it. But she was just funny as hell. They were a very interesting couple. Brett Summers and Jack Klugman. Yeah. I'd hang out with them. They lived in Temecula for the longest time. And I wish I'd had the chance to hang out and just pick his brain. At 6:30, more Chancellor Brinkley, more news, with a little help instruction. My Three Sons. Cricket's Victory Garden. Cricket's Victory Garden. I loved those shows back then. They didn't have all these 150,000 channels and YouTube and all this stuff where you could just go click, 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 and you're watching whatever the hell you want. Back then, there were select few shows devoted towards specific topics, right? Gardening. That was almost a 1 in a million show right there. Bewitched. At 7, Emergency 1 has been rebranded, right? Emergency 1. To Tell the Truth, McNeil Lair Report, Phil Donahue. California Governor Edmund G. Brown Jr. is interviewed. Family Affair, The Way It Was, Sports, Chancellor Brinkley, Adam 12, Andy Griffith, Partridge Family, Crosswits, Liars Club. That's a game show. Betty White, of course, James Darren, Dodie Goodman, Larry Hovis. Larry Hovis played that geeky kind of country bumpkin guy on Hogan's Heroes, right? I don't remember the name of the character. At 7:30, Odd Couple, Newsroom with Mel Wax, Nashville on the Road, Mel Tillis, Jimette Brown, Helen Cornelius. Yeah, it's just a bunch of country stars there. All right, here's my favorite show with a list of stars. Hollywood Squares, Robert Goulet, Rosemary, that's Baby Rosemary, also from the Dick Van Dyke Show. Edward Asner, Lou Grant, Mary Tyler Moore, right? The movie Up, that's the voice of the old guy. Elizabeth Montgomery, that would be Bewitched. Paul Lynde was a big fixture in the 70s. He was just a bigger-than-life, crazy character. As was Jonathan Winters, the madman. The madman. George Gobel, Bernadette Peters, Mel Brooks. And Mel Brooks, right? Oh, wow. That's great. Okay. Also at 7:30 on June 14th, 1977, Tuesday, baseball, the A's face the Mariners at the Seattle Kingdome. Brady Bunch, Price is Right, The Gong Show with Michelle Lee, Rip Taylor, and Rex Reed. Whoa. At 8, prime time, Happy Days. A new acting sheriff aims to run the duck-tailed, leather-jacketed Fonz out of town. Yeah, like that's gonna happen. Nobody fucks with the Fonz. Hey. All right, Baba Black Sheep. Okay, so my father would have made us watch Baba Black Sheep, and we would not have watched Happy Days. I would be lucky to get Happy Days in a rerun, right? It's just the way it is. This is serendipitous here. This TV guide and this day and what we've chosen to check out. Also at 8 o'clock we have National Geographic, The Animals Nobody Loved, Coyotes, Rattlesnakes, and Mustangs. Family Holvac is a drama. Glenn Ford. Lance Kerwin. Family Holvac. I gotta write it down and check it out. Family Holvac. Holvac. L.K. There we go. Lance Kerwin. I have to do that because Lance Kerwin graduated from the same junior high school that I did a few years before. And he was kind of a regular fixture in our community, our town, our area. All right, here we go. This is it. At 8:30, June 14th, 1977, a repeat of Laverne and Shirley playing hooky from work. The girls find more adventure than they bargained for when two strange men begin to follow them. There you go. Two strange men. So let me pull this out here. This is our TV stuff for the day is Laverne and Shirley, the TV show. It was my favorite show. It still is my favorite show of the era. I love Happy Days, and I can watch Happy Days, but if you put Happy Days and Laverne and Shirley next to each other, I'm sorry, I'm going to pick Laverne and Shirley. There was just something about the chemistry of those four characters on screen, right? David L. Landers, Michael McKean, Cindy Williams, and Penny Marshall, every single episode, they knocked it out of the fucking park. My favorite episodes were the song and dance episodes. Every episode was slapstick, a lot of physical comedy, but it was the musical episodes that really, really got me, especially early on, where Michael McKean was writing a lot of music and lyrics. And he would just take over the show. They did these at Schatz Brewery where they worked in the show. They would do these, what do you call it? Talent night, right? Where everybody in the company comes in and they audition for the talent show. And Lenny and Squiggy would just kill it with their music. I wish I could play some for you. I am going to have to go. I can hear the trash man out there. I'm going to go to YouTube and I am going to find some Lenny and Squiggy singing that I have, and we're gonna share that so you can check that out. I did get their names right. David L. Lander. All right. Trash truck. Yes. There you go. Get on YouTube there. Get on YouTube here. While we're waiting, at 9, Rich Man, Poor Man. Wow. To repeat. Peter Strauss, Nick Nolte, Susan Blakely. Oh, Susan Blakely. So that was Robert Blake's old lady that got killed, right? And he was blamed for her murder back in the 2000s, I think. Kim Darby, Ray Milland, Murray Hamilton. Murray Hamilton played the mayor in the movie Jaws. And during the movie Jaws, he played that role as his wife was dying in real life. And you can literally, after you know that, you can literally see it in his face in some of the scenes, that he is just an actor's actor. The show must go on. Also on The Rich Man, Poor Man, Herbert Jefferson Jr., Dorothy McGuire, Van Johnson did some great war movies. William Smith. William Smith is that big, tough, big-faced guy. He's in a lot of shit. Did every kind of TV, Chips, A-Team. You fucking know it. He did it. For the life of me, I can't think of anything specific that I can put him to. Dorothy Malone, Tim McIntyre, Robert Reed. Is that the dad on Brady Bunch, Robert Reed? I don't bloody know. Let's see. Let's go to Lenny. Let's just put Lenny. And Squiggy. Lenny and the Squig Tones. Yeah, let's do that. Let's turn this off. Here we go. Alright, here's one of my favorites by Lenny and the Squig Tones. And let me dump that into the queue here. Or into the whatcha. Alright. Night after night. Yeah, that's a great one. Hey, there I am. Alright. We are going to boot up some Lenny and the Squig Tones, which is the fictional band that they had on Laverne and Shirley. No. David, I don't want that. David L. Lander and Michael McKean were Lenny and the Squig Tones. And Michael McKean wrote all of the music and all of the lyrics. They were put together as writing teams early on in Happy Days. They brought in Laverne and Shirley, Penny Marshall and Shirley, Cindy Williams and Penny Marshall. They brought them in together as writers after they did an episode of Happy Days as dates for Richie, that the Fonz knew these girls from the city, right? So he brought them out as a date. And their characters were a little different then. But after that, they were put together as a writing team. And they knew right away that they had something. So they did the same thing with David O. Lander and Michael McKean. They put them together as a writing team. But they had already been a writing team for years before that, I think from college. And they were buddies, and they had these comedy routines. They had done a few things before Happy Days. And Michael McKean is still like very, very musical. He was like the driving force behind Spinal Tap. He is Spinal Tap. Yeah, it's just great stuff. So there's that, and that's, I'm just gonna put Lenny and the Squig Tones. Night after night, I held you in my arms. Lenny and the Squig Tones, not toes. There we go. That's it, Lenny and the Squig Tones. That's all there is to that. Okay, so Policewoman is also on at 9. In Search of the Real America. The charge that presidents wield too much power is rebutted by host Ben J. Wattenberg, who argues that the courts, the press, and Congress serve as countervailing forces. Guests include Lady Bird Johnson and Secretary of State Dean Rusk. Dean Rusk. MASH is also there. And it's a show that was postponed from an earlier date, so it's officially a repeat. Yeah, baby. Microbes and Men. I don't... Yeah. There you go. At 9:30, Best of Ernie Kovacs. I'm not an Ernie Kovacs fan, but I am a fan of One Day at a Time. So Mom doesn't want her ex-husband to spoil Julie and Barbara by giving them a new car. Oh, come on, Mom, what a buzzkill. God's Smuggler interview, an interview with Brother Andrew, a Dutch-born missionary who talks about smuggling Bibles into communist countries. Wow. Wow. So it's okay to break laws. I'm breaking laws for Jesus. I'm just kidding. Don't crucify me. Okay. On that note, Monty Python Circus is also on. A talk show's guest includes a half-inch tall man. A townswoman's guild reenacts the Battle of Pearl Harbor. Oh, great. Okay, and Kojak is on. Not Kolchak, but Kojak. Documentary showcase. Murder One profiles 6 convicted murderers in Georgia and North Carolina. Grisly details of their crimes. Yeah. There you go. 10:30 Goodies. Don't know what that is. Hogan's Heroes. And that would be Larry Hovis as Carter. That's his name, Carter. Let's see. Buck Owens Ranch Show. I'm not really into Buck Owens. He's got a weird sense of humor. He's fucking weirdos. Love American Style. The Secret Night Caller movie, 1975. It's a TV movie with Robert Reed, of course, Pat Durant, Hope Lang, so Robert Reed, Hope Lang, Robin Masterson, Michael Constantine, Sylvia Sidney. Sylvia Sidney. She is a lady that played in a movie, Blood on the Sun, I think it was, with Jimmy Cagney back in the 30s. But most notably for me, Sylvia Sidney was the old lady in Beetlejuice who ushered them into their caseworker, essentially. She was their caseworker, Sylvia Sidney, the lady with the slit throat. Right? And she would take hits off her cigarette, and she'd blow the smoke out her neck. I love that character. She was also the grandmother on the movie Mars Attacks, right? The one that cranks up that fucking yodeling music and kills all the aliens. The one with the petrified stuffed cat that she sits and pets. She's fucking hilarious. I love her. I think she was much better in comedy as an older woman than a lot of the stuff she did as a younger woman. I mean, she did some heavy shit as a younger woman, but man, she was fucking hilarious when she got older. There's a rerun, syndication, McCloud, right? He's going to pose as a drug dealer to crack a syndicate. I remember that episode. Brock Peters plays DDT. Oh, yeah. And that pretty much Tom Snyder, Evel Knievel, is scheduled to be on Tom Snyder. I wonder if they get into a fight at 1 a.m. That takes us into Wednesday morning. There you go. So there you have it. Coffee and bong hits are the schedule for the next 24 minutes. And while Joey appears to be in the shower, I am going to heat up my coffee. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Hear me now and think about it later. Yeah, so a lot of people get to go and do this camping shit all the time. Me, not so much. We have those jobs that keep us, in town a lot. And with the kid in school all the time. It's just difficult. It's just really difficult to get out, So now is the time. Even though it might rain. I told my wife, I don't care if it rains the whole time we're camping. I'll still have a fire. We'll just kind of be off to the side near the trees so we get a little less rain. Keep the wood in the van so it stays dry or under the canopy. I just want to sit outside, whether it's in the canopy or not. It can't rain the whole time. And even if it does, I don't care. The dogs are going to love it either way. I'm going to love it either way. If it rains, then we'll sit in and watch a couple of movies when it's raining. No biggie. Do you like that? I had to calm it down. It's usually pretty loud. Usually I will just give a wah! But and then if I don't feel fulfilled. I don't feel like I got it out. And I don't feel like I got it all out. Usually when I sneeze I just wah! And it scares the dogs. They're like, what the fuck? Oh, dude, you're sneezing again? Man, cut it out. Oh, that's good. Good stuff. Yep, eat some breakfast, take a shower, and pack that van. Take the kid's bed, fold it up, stick it in there. Oh, this is going to be so bitchin'. Not that I expect to watch any movies, but just in case. I get 100 movies to choose from, right? Especially a movie I have never seen, or at least I don't think I have. It's like a 3-hour movie. I've got it in 2 files. And it's called Pepe, with Cantinflas in it. And it's like 1960 something. And it's got like, it also has like cameos by all Hollywood all-stars. And it's got a huge budget. And it should be pretty awesome. So if we have the need to watch something, I have movies from the 20s all the way up through the 80s. That's it. But I've got a wide selection of movies. I've got some movies that are actually various nationalities, so it should be really interesting. I got an ankle itch. My ankle has got an itch. It's starts. I haven't even gone camping yet, and I've already got the itchies, right? My daughter's like, I don't want to shower camping. And I said, okay, but I'll bring some stuff anyway. I said, okay, good, because you just might. What about if all of a sudden you find yourself in the water with the dogs or something, because they just have to? Then you're probably going to want to shower afterwards. So I said, there you go. She said, yeah, okay. There you go, just in case. I intend to do it, shower, that is, camping, just for the experience, you know, just because. Besides, I can go in there and charge my battery charger for the phones and keep that full. That's pretty bitchin'. So I'll do that. And then over there is probably the place to wash dishes. Totally. Really bitchin' stuff, man. I like the whole idea of kind of roughing it, you know. It takes me back to my childhood. We roughed it big time. I got a rough ass. I mean, I've been road rough. So I, you know, like I said, it's going back. Going back to my roots. My roots. Yeah, my roots. I got my little jar. It's like this, only a little shorter. Glass jar. And I collect, if they're interesting jars for weed, I collect them and hold on to them. I got this weed a while back, and it was, one of them was chocolate Thai, and one of them was Acapulco Gold, right? Totally weed from the 70s, right? Those were names of weed back in the 70s. And the really cool part was the little jar that they came in said 8-track on it, and that was the brand. The brand was 8-track weed, right? And it had these retro vintage names, and it was like, yeah, okay. So I kept those jars, and last night I'm like, what am I gonna, I'll take that jar. So I got the Acapulco Gold, and I counted out 10 nuggets, right? And I counted out 10 nuggets for 10 opportunities to sit and get loaded. Yeah. And then I put my graphics bong in my bag, my plexiglass graphics bong. I don't mind showing you. Here is my 8-track. There it is. There it is, 8-track. And here is my graphics bong. I got a paper towel stuffed in the end. And there it is. It's my graphics bong with the old clown on there. And what's really cool is this 8-track. The music starts here. The music starts where? Oh, where the music starts. Okay, where the music starts. That's it. And it says, where does it say? Cannabis flower, and somewhere on here it says that it is Acapulco Gold, right? So in here is where I put my my 10 little nugs. And then what I'll also do is I'll take my bat box and I'll fill my bat box up before we go. And this is one of those one-hitter deals. And you got the little thing, you pull it out, you stick it in here and load it up, and then you get a one hit. I have had this since 2000, 98, something like that. 99 maybe. I've had it for, a long time. I think I've had that about as long as my marriage. It's cool. It's cool. I've changed little tubes a couple of times, but I've even got my prototype I still have a prototype from back in the 80s. Yeah, baby. And let's see, what was I thinking about? I figured I would just use the top of this thing for my tray, so I can just do that. Plus, I'm bringing my sucrettes box, so I can take one of those nugs, break it up, and roll it into a joint if I so do desire. So I got a few different ways. Like I said before, I like to smoke different ways so I don't get like burned out on something. Right? Right. Like I'm sure people get burned out on me because I'm such a kook. That's alright, you know. I'm not for everyone. I'm not everyone's cup of tea. I ain't everybody's cup of java. Fuck it, man. I ain't here to please nobody, so that's cool. And I don't expect anybody to cater to me, so there you go. Oh my God. Sounds like Mom's awake. And as well the dogs. Hey, Sam. What's going on, Sam? Are you here? Sam? Sammy to Sam? No Sam? Oh, jeez. Larry Hovis? Oh, that's not Larry Hovis. That's my dog, Sam. Carter. That was his name on the show, Carter. This is my little billy club. It's just some kind of wooden cooking tool. Oh, there's a fly. But I think what I'm going to do is put a little leather strap on it, put it on my keys, and write women's restroom, return to cashier. Right? And then that'll be my little hoopsie doopsie. Or maybe I'll put some keys on there. That's it. I've got a set of keys in my car that I keep losing. So I think that's what I'll do there, is I'll put that set of keys there. Hi, Sam. Good morning. How are you? Are you going to get into... Are you going to get into Joey's bed, as usual? Good on you, mate. Yeah. All right. Well, we got about 10 minutes, and then I am out of here. Yeah, as I said before, Laverne and Shirley was a huge part of my life. You got to check out the series if you get a chance. Stream it somewhere. I'm sure you can find it to stream. You may have to pay for it. All I could find was pay to stream, so I bought this DVD set, which is the complete series, and it's like 8 or 9 seasons, and it takes them from the beginning. The first season is a summer season, and they actually put Henry Winkler and Anson Williams and Ron Howard on the show on a few occasions, just because they wanted people to get it, and they wanted to know that it was the same era, it was the same thing going on, and they were kind of connected. So I thought that was very, very cool that they did this spin-off, but they also helped it. They didn't just push it out there on its own, but they actually gave it a hand. And that was pretty cool. And from there all the way to Hollywood, when they're living in Hollywood, and Shirley gets married and pregnant and leaves the character. She gets pregnant in real life and is pregnant on the show. So they give her a husband, put her husband away somewhere, and then they put her away somewhere. And we never see her again. And it's the last couple of seasons. It's just Penny Marshall and the character that they bring in later to help her out in Hollywood is their neighbor, a big blonde lady. I can't for the life remember her name or even her character's name, but it was it was neat how they brought the parents from the show over and gave them a restaurant, a Western barbecue restaurant. The girls kept trying their hand in Hollywood, as did the boys, Lenny and Squiggy. The big Ragu, Carmine Ragusa, he came over various times. Characters would come over from the East Coast. I can't remember the arch enemy of Penny Marshall's character, Laverne. This bigger than life New York, New Jersey type broad, and they were always getting into it, and how this girl had everything and a good husband, and you know, Laverne had crap. You have to watch the show. Watch the show, then make some comments, come back, talk about it. We'll talk about it some more. You know, if I get somebody to talk to about it, I could talk forever about this show. So many great episodes. So many fun stories. Yeah, good stuff, baby. Bong hit. Sam is passed out on Joey's bed. Yeah. So, tomorrow we are going to be broadcasting from Big Bear, California, camping. No guarantees. But that's that. I can't even guarantee what time. I may wait until daylight at 6 to start the show. Assuming that camping, people are going to start to wake up at sunlight. And I can sit in front of my phone and talk and not be too annoying. Or just put it on, set it up, and then just camp. In the morning, I think probably the first thing I'm going to do is get up, take a leak, and then start a fire, and then make some coffee. So if I do that, I'll probably just do that live, and do like an hour of live in the morning camping each morning. So fingers crossed that it all works out. So that's Wednesday and Thursday. Friday, we're going to go back to business as usual. I'll be here in the studio, and we'll be playing with matches. That's it. That's all I got to say about that, because I am going to be investing all of my time on Thursday evening and Friday morning to getting that video time machine finished and posted. So that's going to be the big important thing. Everything else can just kind of wait. I didn't do much on the computer the last few days. Sunday night, I sat here for a couple of hours and I finished off the promo for the week. But mostly I've just tried to avoid being here and being on here and doing all of this, just so that I can kind of be available for my house guest. Although I haven't really needed to be, because he and my daughter kind of hit it off really well. So they're just hanging out, and it's really cool, you know, that they each got somebody to hang out with. My daughter's happiness is the most important thing in my life, and to see that she's happy makes me happy. So good on you, mate. Yeah, it's the dog's bollocks. Can you dig it, huh? Mustache. John has a long mustache. The chair is against the door. Shut up. What movie? So Yeah, oh, incense. I need to get a bundle of incense to take. I've got an incense burner out there. I just like to have that. Also, I like to burn it in the tent to keep the frickin' bugs at bay. Yeah, that's important. I got a little citronella candle for the kitchen area. I've got my card table. I'm going to take that. I don't want anything bigger. Anything bigger than that is the picnic bench outside. So I'm going to use the card table in the canopy, and it can be used for people to sit at breakfast and do stuff, mainly for food prep. We can put the TV out there if we want to. Yeah. I am so tired right now. You would not believe how tired I am. I have had like 0 sleep the last few nights. And I really can't wait to go to sleep tonight. Mainly because once that sun goes down, I'm going to get into bed and just be out. You know? I may actually get to take a nap today. Maybe not, but going to sleep early is a must and a probability. Because, and a good sleep is probably going to be not a problem. I don't know if we're going to get any dogs with us, right? I would assume that the dogs are going to want to stay in the van with Natalie, just because. So, yeah. Can't wait. I cannot wait. And I guess I don't have to any longer. It's time to eat some breakfast and take a shower, because it's time to leave. So be sure to tune in tomorrow morning to see what's going on. I don't know when, I don't know how, I don't even know why, but we're going to be here. We're going to be here in the morning. So I'll see you then. I'm just trying to get a last bong hit together to say sayonara. Right? I can do that. Yep. A little bit of cereal. Hot cereal. A nice shower. I might even trim me beard. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Give it up. There we go. And there's that. Yeah, baby. All right, people. You know what to do. Right? You tell me. Talk to me, people. Right? Be kind to each other. Spread peace and love, not bullshit. Right? Why you gotta make war? No make war. No make war. Alright? Do something nice for yourself today. But you know what? Do something nice for somebody else, too. Because, why? Because it makes you feel good. It makes somebody else feel good. You know? So do it. Just do it. Just fucking do it, man. Just be nice. Smile. Alright, people. Most especially stay weird, because if you ain't weird, ain't nobody gonna be weird for you, people. Just do it. Just fucking be weird. That just means be yourself. That's pretty weird. Hey, that guy's not programmed. He's different. That's what you get. Alright, people, you take care of yourselves. I will see you live camping tomorrow. Until then, take care of yourselves. Love you, and adios.